Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL One offline qualifier here in Katowice, Poland. This is the battle for the places in the majors. And of course, coming up, it's going to be the elimination match. Joining me for this one is going to be Alex Machine Richardson. And of course, I am Lee D-Man Smith. And this is going to be KaBuM versus INSHOCK. Now, INSHOCK got decimated on Inferno 16-2. Mishu tried his best to carry them to victory. Didn't really work out for them. KaBuM, though, had a much closer affair against Mousesports, who we just saw get knocked down into the lower bracket by Cloud9, who are the first team to qualify for the day.
Yeah, and you can see how happy they are about it.
Yeah.
So Cloud9, they're celebrating. KaBuM,
They're doing selfies, for crying out loud.
They're doing selfies, they're throwing wristbands at
so
people.
2014.
Very Cloud9. And you can see on your screens, it looks like the veto is about to be underway, and already we see Mirage. That is incredible to see it taken away so early, considering yesterday we saw it so much.
No.
I mean, I guess against KaBuM, but I'm just saying, considering how...
I was going to say,
I mean,
it's like if I was playing KaBuM, that would be the first thing I would get rid of. No surprises. They've beaten Fnatic, for God's sake. They're better than the world's #1 team.
I mean, I'm just saying how much we've seen Mirage previously. Of course, against KaBuM, they would be foolish to keep that one.
Interesting, KaBuM. Clearly not happy with their Dust 2 performance. That was the first one they removed. Inferno taken away by Mouse and... INSHOCK and Cobblestone also removed. So, Nuke, Overpass, or Cash? Which will it be? I'm expecting... Oh, okay. So, Nuke or Overpass. Gonna be Overpass for the first time in the tournament.
Potentially.
Come on, Graham. Press that button. It is going to be Nuke, of course.
Okay.
Thought we were going to get our first Overpass to the tournament for a minute there, but no, we will be on Nuke. So, that's actually, I feel, a good map. They got the double AWP, remember. Yeah. It's possible they can have one on the outside, one on the ramp. We'll see how KaBuM work. KaBuM, I know for a fact, have been playing almost exclusively with Liquid for the last week. You know, Liquid are in there. I'm interested to see whether actually Pete is stood behind KaBuM now. I know he was talking about doing it, and he was I just saw him off the camera actually chatting away with the KaBuM players, you know, talking about trying to motivate them, hype them up, shake their hands.
He really, I mean, he's really behind that team. I was watching him spectate the previous game against Cloud9, and I mean, he was cheering for KaBuM. 100%.
Well, I mean, like I say, they've played with them for the last week. They were in Denver together as well for a solid week, so they've grown relationships. They got friendly, and we'll see if it works out for them. INSHOCK, of course, they're coming into this one off the back of a bit of a spanking, no doubt about it. 14-1 was the first half for INSHOCK. Not a good performance. Red actually got only 1 kill in the entire game.
I was looking forward to bringing that up.
Of course, this is the team that got here with the help of crowdfunding. You know, we saw Flusher put in money in there. ESEA even put money in towards them. I know Anders was talking about how he wanted to help them out as well, but this is it. I mean, you lose this game, you are out of the tournament. Your hopes and dreams die of making that first major of 2015. But if you do take victory, you will squeak through. It won't be it. You're not done. You have to play another game, which will actually be at the end of the day as well. The 2 final decider matches is where this match will head towards. We don't actually know who they're going to be placing yet because, of course, they will play someone from the other side of the Group B brackets, which in itself is a tough challenge because there's some pretty damn good teams outside.
Yeah, there's some really good teams that they have to anticipate if they even get through this game. But, of course, they're just going to be focusing on what the game in hand and what they need to do to kind of bring ahead a victory. And, of course, it's going to be on Nuke, one of those maps that we can see some very extreme score lines on, depending on how that knife round goes and how teams play their terrorist side. And so it's going to be interesting to see. Of course, INSHOCK, a team 8th seed in their group, highly regarded as the underdog. Teams and spectators alike do not expect to see too much from INSHOCK. Of course, though, I say that.
The Polish spectators might hope to see a little bit.
Oh, they will.
I mean, they are a Polish team. Let's have a look at their roster. You can see Red there, like I said, only got 1 kill on Inferno. I was actually sat with Hayes, and he's like, yeah, we all have those games. Furland also in there, Hypero, Mishu, and MNK. I'm interested actually to see if it is Hypero because he didn't play in all the qualifiers as far as I'm aware. There was some changes, and I'm pretty sure we didn't mention Lord, who is on your screen right there. So that lineup, I would question whether it's actually correct. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah, I mean, Lord, you mentioned that name.
No, Lord sat in the middle, so I wonder if he's actually... We were just talking about it with Anders, how the guy in the middle normally is the shot caller. Sean Garris obviously sits there. We just had him in the last matchup. And we were talking about how Troubley was sat in the middle, not Gold B in for Mousesports. But I wonder if it is Lord. I mean, that would be... I don't know, I guess he's the most experienced player on the team, but Mishu also in there kind of carried them. He is the CSGO man, really, and almost a shoo-in as a replacement for Virtus Pro if they were to replace a player.
He's been playing phenomenally. I mean, you saw on the scoreboard, we said Red 1, Mishu at the top of that scoreboard. He was kind of getting the openers. If you even saw Cloud9, we were seeing behind
He was pretty much the only guy getting kills.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a little unfair on the rest of the team, but he was by far their best team. You can see, of course, nice KD for Fur there, but let's have a quick look. I want a quick peek at the results, actually, because I don't recall KaBuM playing Nuke. No, they haven't in the last... they didn't play it at ClutchCon or MLG. So
where's this coming from?
We haven't yet. Well, they haven't really... They got one result with Overpass, but that was against Fnatic, and it was a 16-0. It's one to forget, so it's probably why they didn't go with Overpass. Maybe they've just still got that ingrained in their head.
Yeah, it's going to be intriguing, of course, KaBuM. They're so known for being strong at one particular map that it can be so difficult as a team who have one map completely under control to then expand that map pool. I mean, it's been said that one of the main reasons, one of the main kind of catalysts behind that incredible Mirage is their pinpoint smokes, maps which rely on team communication and team synergy. So that's something KaBuM have. And going into this game, you're going onto a map like Nuke, and that's exactly what you're going to need. You're going to need to work as a team, especially if you want to be picking up rounds on that T side. And so it's going to be intriguing to see if KaBuM can really translate some of that team play into a map like Nuke.
Oh, INSHOCK did pick up a win on the semi-finals on Nuke, but that's really about it. And it was against a TBA, as it were, a team looking for an organization in the semis. It was only 16-9 as well, so it wasn't an amazing score to write home about. Especially working their way through the Polish scene.
I've been having a Polish lesson with some of our Polish admins. So the team that INSHOCK played... And
that was in the final, though.
Yeah, in the final, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to embarrass myself in front of the Polish crowd. It was Mistrzowia Gry. Mistrzowia Gry.
Yeah.
Which means Game Masters.
Game Masters. There
Masters
we go.
of the game, yeah.
Polish lessons in our own ears.
There you go.
This is brilliant.
Fantastic.
This is beautiful. But unfortunately, they played on Dust 2, Cash, and Mirage, so it wasn't Nuke. It was TBA on Nuke. But yeah, that was even a 3-2. So it was 2-1. Sorry. But Lord, the man on your screen there, the 1.6 legend, has never really stepped into the role in 1.6 that he held. But you know, some talk about how he was with Neo. It was Neo that was carrying him back in the days, but you know, there's opinions. Everybody's got them, that's for sure. KaBuM, no doubt about it. They have been a team that's made waves over in North America when they came up from Brazil, attended the North American events, and really carry the hopes and dreams of the Brazilian scene. And it would actually be good. It would be great for the scene if we were to get a Brazilian scene into a major, because, you know, no doubt about it, the Brazilian fans are bonkers. They will support the hell out of any team. It doesn't matter whether they support the organization or not, they will get behind that team. And KaBuM being one of those organizations that have stepped up recently in Brazil, of course, you think back ages ago, back into 1.6, Brazil had a good presence in CS 1.6. They were a good team. So if they're a scene, you can get the South American scene going. Well, who knows? In the future, you may actually see big tournaments starting to
This
move.
could be the start.
You may start seeing the European teams, American teams, making trips to the likes of Brazil, going to Sao Paulo or something like that, and having some big events there. It's a possibility here. If we do see KaBuM do well, it could open doors for the Brazilian scene as a whole.
A lot on the line then for KaBuM and themselves to get to the major, but also
they probably don't really care about the pressure that would be on them from that point of view. But I know from our point of view and from all the players' point of view, I'm sure they'd be happy with a trip to Brazil.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, for KaBuM, they're obviously just in it to win it, and it's also just a big deal to see that Brazilian flag up in that top right corner when you do get into game. Looks like the players are all in the server. There's going to be getting the last bit of warm-up before we do kick off into our game on Nuke. And of course, we have seen Nuke before. We've only seen it once, and it wasn't the closest game, 16-3, I believe, against Copenhagen Wolves, with Titan picking up that victory. And that was when kind of Titan hit their stride once again. They knew they were very confident into that pick. And I think Nuke is one of those maps. I was talking to Anders before this, and he said Nuke is a map you only pick if you are confident. And debatable. We saw it was between that and Overpass, and we don't know really how strong either side is on Overpass.
Well, let's also compare it to the fact that they did just get beat 16-2 on Inferno. They lost the pistol. They were against the CT side. They didn't win the knife. And suddenly they just get stuck in a rut. Is it possible, you know, that if they don't get the CT side at the start, if they lose that pistol, we could be seeing a big score posted by KaBuM here on the CT side. If they can get it, of course. We've got the knife round coming up. They're just warming up at the moment, which is what we're waiting for. You can see them on your screen, or not as it blurs out. just badly on point. A bit of energy drinks required as well, it seems, but as they sort themselves out on stage. But yeah, I mean, Nuke is one of those maps. We saw it yesterday, Nuke, of course. And it was interesting talking to Anders after the game, like how the Wolves, if they would have got a couple of games going, then they could have got rolling on Nuke. It's one of those things. That's all they needed. And that's really all you need as a CT side. Once you get on there, you can suddenly pick up a ton of rounds and really lock it in. Even if you lose 14-1, 13-3, 13-2 in there, it's very easy to suddenly find yourself, oh, we got another round. It's not, not beyond possibilities that you could pick up 11 plus rounds back to back on a CT side. So, but as we saw yesterday, once you get stuck onto that match point, that 15th round, suddenly the pressure just mounts insurmountable. That's a really horrible phrase I just used. Mounts on you nonetheless. Yeah. And it becomes just an impossible task. And I wonder if that's just what we're going to see. I wonder if we're going to see a one-sided game. I hope we're not. The odds certainly are very heavily stacked against INSHOCK in this game. No doubt about it. If you were to say who was going to clear win it, if I was to put my Thorin hat on, I'd say KaBuM are going to win this. INSHOCK have got no chance.
Okay, you heard it here first from Lee. He's looking to see no chance from INSHOCK. I think, it depends on a lot on this knife round. If they can get some motivation, they're getting cheered on by the crowd, which I have no doubt they will be. We're going to hear the cheers for both sides, I hope, as we're going to be going into this one for the knife round. And if ever there was a more important knife round, it is this one. Of course, the loser of this game goes home with its tail between his legs, as we're going to be going into this one.
I love those knife names. Sometimes those players really are, I wouldn't say even imaginative.
Creative.
They're creative, yes, maybe, who knows. But knife round's actually a big deal. I just had a pistol. I don't think they shot anyone there, but I'm waiting to see who's going to come out on top of this one. I'm not going to cast the knife round.
No, you're not. I don't think we're going to be able to win.
I don't think my voice would allow me either.
No, yeah, you need to save that.
This is a whole big stack. There's just a stack of mess going on there.
You can see, really, for INSHOCK, they've managed to chunk down a good degree of KaBuM, but it's really it's anyone's game, and really highlighted that INSHOCK, they struggled to get off the bat, to even start in their game against Cloud9. Now, debatable whether that was just individual skill, or if, of course, that was just momentum stacking up. The pressure of being in this LAN environment, of course, will always play a part. And so now all falls onto Mishu's shoulders.
Mishu with the stare down.
Oh, Mishu, he's got two to find. ZQK. Oh, he does go down. He gets it. Oh, and that's what the Polish crowd wanted. And we were ready. We see the side swaps over. INSHOCK secure that CT side, and they're looking to start strong.
Well, oh my God, we're even going to get a replay of the double knife. Why not? Why not? He did 2v1. I don't understand why they both didn't go in for him at the same time there. Maybe they didn't want to team kill each other. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like we are going to see a switch around. Yes, we are indeed, and it's going to be INSHOCK starting against the CT side. So it wasn't a switch, they were already on CT side, but no surprises. They want to start on that side. And the pistol round, it's a big and important one. Looking across the board, you can see actually a bit of armor popping in and the nades all being picked up. And both teams know just how important this first round is.
We'll see where this one takes the KaBuM side. As see the first smoke come in, nice positioning from that. It's not it's going to kind of obscure some vision on that A site. You can see they're just charging into the site, guns blazing already. Blood is drawn by the KaBuM side. Looks like Hyper's down, as is Mishu and M&K. Suddenly INSHOCK, they're in a 3v2, make it 4v2, sorry, as another man falls, and all of a sudden forced to fall. And I can't even finish the sentence, and KaBuM secure the first round, and on T side as well. And these guys, they seem to just go all in, guns blazing, and INSHOCK were not ready for that.
Speaking of all in, we see AK already popping in for Steel. Gillian for bolts, P90 for Fergood. I'm wondering if he's just going to run and gun here. Wouldn't be surprised. It is going to be an armor pickup for INSHOCK. Just the head armor actually for Furlan as well. Somewhat surprising on that P250. So investing a fair amount INSHOCK for this second round.
Yeah, they want to kind of slow this down a bit. They know that they do have the advantage just by being on that defensive side. But we'll see how KaBuM can pick them apart. Very contrasting round already. Not going for that kind of incredibly aggressive surprise play. I suppose it wouldn't be quite so surprising the second time. As already you can see Furlan has a strong angle here. He could catch them out. God does actually manage to spot up at least one of them. As Red, the man who struggled to really kick it up any sort of gear in the first game up against Cloud9. One frag, very little to show for it, but still looking to do something different here. ZQK trying to open up, he does immediately. Furlan now down and out. And just using that Tech 9, you can see kind of a bit of a spread of investment. The AK to Tech 9 kind of spreading along the money quite thin. And now Fallon on the prowl, Hyper's there to receive him.
Yeah, they're going to push on straight into hell. Hyper's, oh, he's managed to catch one, tries to go for the second, not going to work out. They push straight on towards him. And now it is a 4-on-3, and now we've fallen up on high. They have themselves covered off. The A side is pretty much cleared out, and they should get the bomb plant in there. Mishu is lurking just off of the side. Red coming around in lobby. Trying to push in, Steel will clear him out. Mishu, the last man standing. He's going to go around secret. Is he going to try and save? He's only got the P250 in a 4v1. It'd be a bit of a godlike performance if he tried to rush in. I think he's just going to hold back on secret. Yeah,
he's got some armor to preserve, and he's going to do just that. Try and keep that safe. As I mean, it's not the worst CT second round. They managed to take ZQK's Tech 9 away from him, but still fantastic from KaBuM to stay all up as well as getting that bomb down and controlling that round, controlling the pacing as well. It seems to be that KaBuM, they're just got their eyes on the stopwatch, and they're going to kind of force INSHOCK to have to play around them, which is incredibly strong. Of course, we are only 2 rounds in. We'll see what happens when INSHOCK do get some money on their side, but going into the 3rd round now, we'll see if KaBuM are going to do something different. We've seen 2 very contrasting styles to their T side. Interesting if we're going to see a 3rd.
So KaBuM going to stick with what they've got, invest a little bit more, and this will be a full eco coming out of INSHOCK this time around. Mishu, of course, still just keeping all of that armor. So KaBuM should secure themselves the 3rd round unless INSHOCK pull off some surprises. They have got 4 members rushing around the outside. They may catch out Clutch a little off guard, but with that P90, it's going to be very hard to rush down.
Nothing more to find, as you can see INSHOCK just going to sit as keen as they can, trying to avoid this imminent doom that's pushing through the outside area. Bomb is loose though. The bomb is way back in that T-spawn area. And now Fur, P90 in hand, just holding as steady as he can. He knows there's going to be CTs around there, and I don't think he realizes just how many are just around the corner.
It's weird because there's literally nobody in A, nobody in B. There's ramp room being held, and 3 people on the outside. So INSHOCK trying something different here, trying to get a peek. None of them are showing themselves either, which is why KaBuM are taking so slow. Now they do. Red pops himself out. Now the grenade's going to get followed through. He does manage to get one down. Red pops out. Verlin also gets a second, and suddenly it's down to a 3-on-2. It should not be happening for INSHOCK on this full eco.
It really shouldn't. I mean, yeah, we're at 3-2 now. They have 2 members remaining. They did manage to pick up a weapon, and Mishu, bear in mind, he has his PT50 and an armor. This is kind of a potential 1-out game. Oh, he does! He connects the bullet to the brain, and ZQK now 2v2. Looks like it might be another death. He's not too careful. Fallon now down. All of a sudden, Bolt's last man. He's going to go down as well. INSHOCK have done it on a full eco. Need I remind you, pick up that round. A fantastic round from the Polish side. And that's going to mean KaBuM maybe shaking that one off, as Taylor Swift once said.
Oh, good lord. Yes, 2-1. Well, that was that was weird.
A wacky,
I mean,
wacky
yeah,
stack, yeah.
They weren't even A. They were like nobody from KaBuM took a peek into A. They just left the sites completely. Yeah, it worked out for them. They tried to get around that side. It's one of those weird eco strats that you sometimes try, and 1 in 100 times they work, but it worked this time for INSHOCK. This time, though, KaBuM not messing around. Full smokes, covering off that past the secret. Is Fer gonna push on down now? Hyper is ready. Just keeping his eye around the backside, but MNK also covering, and this is going to be a move into secret by KaBuM. Nobody actually is ready to receive down just around the corner. I'm just going to see whether there's anyone actually made that move down there. We are getting one. There we go. It is going to be MNK. Just dropped down through vents, so they are prepared for a cheeky push on B.
We'll see where they choose to take this. 47 seconds, of course. The T-side have plenty of room for maneuver, as this is going to be Fer to try and draw first, but actually just dying away baits out MNK's position, and that is a good start for the T-side. Can they make any more progress off the back of that? MNK still unscathed, as the nade did get thrown in towards him. And now Golden just above. Actually, Bolt's actually above Red. Just kind of creating this crossfire. And as soon as that door swings open, he's going to be in trouble. In fact, he is. Fallen first to fall, believe it or not, as now Boltz does respond. 4-4. There's only 17 seconds left. The T-side, they need to make a move now, Lee.
They have to get the bomb plant down. Red tries to stop them, tries to slow them down. Hyper's going to do the same, but it's not going to work out for them. Clutch cuts him down. Mishu now the last man standing. Bomb plant will come in. Wasn't needed because they get the kill, but the bomb plant bonus in there as well. And KaBuM secure themselves a good third round, and there is Peter. You can see he stood behind them. So Liquid offering their support to KaBuM.
That's great. I love that. I love to see Pierre just walking around. He's probably given them motivation as well as perhaps a bit of a strategy guidance as well. Considering we from the
he's the in-game leader for
yeah,
Liquid, so you know he's who else would you know nice bit of offering help he's giving you. It was more importantly he was talking about it when they were obviously playing Mouse. He was like they're just all so down on themselves. Nobody's really getting themselves lifted. They were picking up good rounds, but they weren't confident in their performance. KaBuM and now they're certainly looking confident. They're already 3 rounds on the board. Clutch catching 1 down in lower. Bolt does manage to get the opening frag on Hyper. And it is KaBuM once again pushing for that B site.
So it's going to be Steel first to meet the CT of defense. It's going to be Mishu actually dropping it out with a PT-50. We saw how successful the previous eco was. Not this time as the nade and AK frags rain in. It's now 4-2 and red of Mishu. Mishu wants a game with that body armor. You have to take the bomb out of the hands of Steel, and all of a sudden the T side may have to take their time with this one. Bolts does actually level it out. Now all onto Red. He's going to shortly follow. Another round on the board for KaBuM.
So 4-1 now. And this is all working out well for KaBuM. 4 rounds on the T side is exactly what you want.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really strong start from KaBuM. It's not something you'd necessarily expect off the back of this. And INSHOCK, they did so well to pick up the round to stop them. And now here they come. Nade out towards trying to kill out Squeaky. We'll see what ZQK can do. Oh, dearie me. They're just taking their time. You see, they've got so much time to play with, and they know with INSHOCK setting up the CT defense, they're throwing them off with a couple of these slow plays, a couple of this incredibly fast push onto the side. We haven't seen that, obviously, since the pistol. But INSHOCK's still well aware that KaBuM have so much up their sleeve. That molly being thrown out from KaBuM, perhaps just anticipating someone around that red container.
The window spam. We've all seen that all too well from MBK the other day. I think it was MBK in the window. It was definitely someone from MB. I'm pretty sure it was MBK. Furlan, though, does manage to land a couple of shots. Invested round. That swag 7 from MNK. Is that going to get put to good use? Expect to see him lurking in and around those vents, which KaBuM have been going through, but this looks like it's a change this time around. Is it going to be a push on towards the upper steel to peek into ramp room? Not seeing anyone, which is a little bit surprising. That's why second guessing himself, but there really is no one there, and that's why he's slowing himself. Finally, Red does come back up ramp, and that's going to Steel cutting him down. And again, they have made their way in towards B. The Bolts trying to do the fake, not going to work out. Furlan will cut him down, and INSHOCK once again, they're pushing on towards the site. They're going to try and get the bomb plant in.
It's going to be a real tough situation for the CTs to try and retake this bomb. Now down, smoke covering the site. As I say that though, Mishu with 1, gets a second as well. All of a sudden now ZQK dropped into a very sticky situation. He's been pushed up, pressured by Mishu. Snatches a 3rd that round, and the defuse is going to be coming in from Hyper in the back line. And a fantastic little retake from the INSHOCK side that could have gone so very differently if Mishu hadn't stepped up.
Yeah, it's KaBuM not moving as a team. They were, but they were moving from multiple angles as a team, and it was just simple individual little jewels that didn't quite work out for them. You can see Mishu at the top of that board once again. 8 frags for him, more than his entire team put together, in fact. We'll see whether that continues as these rounds press on. KaBuM, 5-man, moving and going for that boost. ZQK had some great jewels with Chris J. Everyone does too. Came out on top quite a number of times, actually. Hyper really does not want to peek around that corner. That's not where ZQK is looking. Mishu, oh, he's just sneaking through that smoke. He was sneaking through the smoke the whole time. They didn't quite see him.
Now, I think it was in the
I think he might have been
underground.
I may have been losing myself in the X-ray there.
Yeah, fair enough. And now you can see here comes the stack. Mishu, he's done it before.
Oh, this flash could be killer.
Really happy. He's going to throw the smoke out. He's going to try and pour them out. It's going to be Steel first across, and he doesn't even connect a bullet. All of a sudden, he's only got 6 left. Does manage to take Fur with him as he opts for the new fresh magazine, and understandably so.
But they've read this so well. They know exactly where they are. Bolts, though, is going to turn things around. MNK does manage to reply on Fallen. ZQK now coming in towards A, tries to get a look, but Furlan should not reply so quickly. And suddenly it's Steel and Bolts. They're going to see if they can weld themselves together here, I think, as they make their way into B. Sorry, that was...
No, I'm proud of you. That was lovely. Okay, so now 4v1 as Hyper does take another head with him. And now Bolts, cute puppy in picture, going to be trying to do something. He can do nothing. Furlan gets another. And so INSHOCK level it out 3-4 as they're starting to close that gap. I mean, but to KaBuM's credit, they've already picked up 4 rounds. I mean, you'd be happy with anything more than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good start for them, no doubt about it. They did, of course, win that pistol, which obviously got them rolling. But INSHOCK starting to get their stride going now. You can see 9 on the board from issue. Did manage to pop that flash. I think could have gone a lot better as well. Could have gone a lot worse, no doubt about it. Furlan is going to go up in heaven. MNK in with him up there, and that grenade will find its target. This is going to be a straight pistol rush in towards A.
Yeah, it worked for them in the past. Doesn't look like INSHOCK are going to fall for the same trick again. And I think KaBuM realised that. They open up Squeaky Door and just choose to back away. As they're actually going to be ripping that door apart. Still, this T side, they've kind of been stopped in their tracks. Oh, just walks into the crosshair of Mishu. As another frag gets picked up for that man. I mean, he is sitting on 10 now. 10 frags, that's more frags than rounds. As we are going to be continuing to see the T side kind of looking a little scattered. It's just Fur and Steel remaining, and I guess desperate to take a couple of weapons away from the CT side. Doesn't look like it's going to happen as Red gets another. And now all onto Fur with just a P250 and 68 points of health.
Yeah, just going to hunt him down, see if he can get more from that one. Good work from Red coming up behind in lobby, just stopping that pistol in its tracks, and Fur's going to go looking for anything. Just hiding in those vents. Mishu is low, so it's possible that he could get him down, or he could land one of those heads, but yeah, Stick is a quick peek, pops out, like, nope, not going to work out for him. He's just trying to draw someone closer to him and hope that they're going to take the bait. Instead, he's going to rush in, and Hyper will take him down. So, quick, easy round. 4 rounds on the board now for INSHOCK, equaling up things against KaBuM here on Nuke.
That's exactly what they were looking for, KaBuM. They could have potentially continued to run away with it, but they are going to get that full buy now, once again back in the hands of ZQK. As this is an important round. We'll see how KaBuM choose to play it. We've seen a whole abundance of different strategies thrown out from them already, but they do seem to favour just sending ZQK outside with either the boost or over onto Silo.
Oh, missed that one.
That's,
nobody saw it. It's okay, Zek. Oh,
his teammates showing him how it's done. As we'll see.
This is awkward, isn't it? He's just gonna like, no, I didn't want to do it anyway. I just wanted to go outside and look around through the smoke.
It's actually a bait play. Yeah, really next level strategy. In the meantime, though, Mishu again doing what he does best. Another man down from the KaBuM side, and already highlighted. You see, she's gonna be. Oh, he holds the angle so well. Another frag for the man of the moment as Bolts does fall, and now 3 remain. Fallen is surely going to be going down. He does, as Hyper cuts him down to size, and now all of a sudden 2 members remain up against now 4. As ZQK rattles off 2 and connects with 2, and now he does have an AWP. They know where he is. What can they do from here? Here comes Mishu.
Oh, Mishu's going to try and come right away. It's going to be an easy one. Should have been an easy one. I was wondering for a moment there. ZQK trying to switch weapons. Steal the last man standing, working his way into upper, gets a peek on one in heaven. Did he just catch a glimpse of the head? I'm not too sure, but I think he was distracted. He heard the vents get popped. He pulls away, does get the one down, but INSHOCK will get themselves the round on the board. 5-4 here on Nuke, still stacking up, and we are seeing a auto sniper coming out from HyperX. HyperX? I'm giving him a sponsor.
Wow, lovely. No, I mean, we've seen it before from the other gamers, the other Polish side gamers too, and it looks like Hyper's going to be following in their footsteps. We did actually see a double one, and they played over Mirage. We'll see what Hyper's got for us. I think he'll try and hold that outside area. I think he knows ZQK likes to push it alongside his team, and actually perfectly timed. He just managed to connect straight away onto Bolts, and KaBuM are going to back away from that one. Game plan changed, as they're just going to be trying to relocate. Already getting pushed in. You can see that they're just using the pistol to try and get close, and they do get very close onto MNK, as his health bar has been made a little shorter. Great play from Fur, looking for a second. Whoa. Oh, wow, just walking into the site, and again, dropped into a 1v1. Still, no armor, does have an M4, but that is an auto sniper. That's a 1-bullet kill for Hyper. And you can see now in the 1v1 that they are just on either sides of the map. 1 minute on the clock. I was about to say 100 seconds. I don't know where that was going to come from. 1 minute on the clock, and you can see that Steel's got a bit of a tough situation ahead of him.
Yeah, if he walks in there, but Hyper's actually just using the pistol. He's not sticking with their auto sniper. Doesn't trust himself this close, and Steel may actually have a better angle. Just took a peek around. Hyper's playing it delicately.
He just needs that bomb.
It's what he's moving towards. And that that gasp you hear, the childlike gasp
that was very
from Alex next to me, does show, and that is the 5th round on the board for KaBuM. And you gotta wonder, should he held the angle? I think he was expecting maybe someone to come up ladder.
He knew he had the bomb. He knew the guy had low health. He knew he had no armor. I mean, he had so many more options than he chose to pursue there.
Well,
either way,
never question the pro players.
Never. As the door is going to be exposed and ZQK going to be looking to find something. Not quite going to be able to do that. So you see this, both AWPs brought up on either side, or an AWP. Sorry, actually, no, it's a double AWP. I'm telling a Porcupine. It's now Fur. And that bomb is loose. They're hanging out outside. This is 3 members on the outside area from KaBuM. Looking to find something, but I don't think the CT side are going to make the same mistake they made previously of just letting that outside be held by an auto sniper and forcing them to back away.
Yeah, so QK trying to sneak in, but look at this, Mishu's gone around the back of him. As soon as that smoke clears, oh, that may actually give away his position.
Taking his time, Mishu. I mean, this guy's on 13 frags,
Well,
Lamberlone's on
he's
7.
pushed through into lobby. I was going to say, he's got to surely back away. Oh, well! ZQK up close and personal with Mishu there, gets the AWP shot. Was not expecting that to go that route. Steel is going to cover off, and Bomb is in lobby. They would have seen it when ZQK was there. And now Bolt's just trying to draw some attention to the outside.
See how much they can do with this. I mean, they are trying to force something. Of course, Hyper only has that. I was going to say only has that CZ. He's not going to have to pick the bullets. Oh, finally does hit one. MNK was there picking up the shortcomings of his teammate. And now all of a sudden, Red has a 1v2. He's got a much better situation than his previous teammate. Hopefully he can do something with this. Fallen gets caught. Oh, he's going to get a double. So very easy. KaBuM were not ready. Caught with their pants around their ankles. And now the 6th round on the board for INSHOCK.
Red only had 3 frags leading into that. Make that 5 for him now. He was bottom fragging for his team, and suddenly it just takes moments like that to maybe stack some confidence. Still 5 rounds on the board for KaBuM, but INSHOCK now on 6. If they keep on trading, this is going to go very well for KaBuM, but INSHOCK, they're still getting a little bit of motivation. That may be what they need. Hyper with the AWP now outside. He's going to be up against a bit of a partial and a rush from KaBuM.
Mishu should have gone down. Fur didn't quite connect, and that's going to be another frag for the star INSHOCK player at this stage. Smoke delaying the T side. You can see Red holding steady. They want to try and pressure him, but he's just going to back away, try and hold the angle as best he can. I think he realizes that they don't have full buy, as that Galil doesn't quite connect as best it could. Fallen going to go low. It's not going to go low enough, though, as Red does fall, and now suddenly what should have been a steady hold for Red, it does cost him his life, and now ramp is exposed, and that means that MNK has to prepare himself for the push.
Mishu has got himself a second as well with that grenade. Now with Fallen low on health, if they do go for this B play, which they seem to be setting up for, INSHOCK are very much ready. Hyper just got a little action. They're going to rotate around. They're actually not going to peek there, and Hyper doesn't want to peek. He's going to try and go for the no-scope. Not going to work out. Second time of chance. Third chance does land. That's the bomb drop. And ZQK is dropped to the floor. Why would you challenge 3 times?
I'm not sure. Maybe he was just like, oh, Hyper's, he can't aim. This is an easy one. Are they going to try again? They really want this. Oh, my Lord. KaBuM just jumping into the jaws of Hyper.
Well, they finally got him. It took them 3 bodies, just flinging themselves in there like lemmings. Furlan, though, is going to come around the side. Well, Fallen has his hands on that AWP. That's all he wanted to do, but he wasn't able to keep it. MNK does cut him down, and that is the 7th round for INSHOCK.
They need to keep up with this now. This is a good start. This is kind of, they're starting to get their foothold in to the CT side. They need to get these remaining 2 rounds. Try and keep KaBuM as down as they can here on the T side. And, I mean, you can see Fern, ZQK, 10 frags apiece. Over on the other side, Mishu and Hyper leading the fray, 15 and 10. And we're going into this one. Let's see how INSHOCK set themselves up. And actually, it's more interesting. Interestingly, you can see on the T side, they're going guns blazing. It was worked for them before. I don't think it's going to happen again. MNK with 2, Furlan with another, and KaBuM Nega's going to get destroyed here.
Yeah, but a stat pad in, but look at this. Fallen's dropped down. Oh, he didn't get the bomb plant in there. Mishu dropped down. Stops that extra money. and gets themselves a clean round. You can see MNK just mowing them down, and then of course burning them at the same time. It's just a little bit rude, honestly. INSHOCK though, 8-5 up now, and KaBuM, here they go. AKs this time around, so expect things to be a little bit slower.
We'll see. I mean, we've seen complete changes of pace from KaBuM, and oh no, it looks like we're going to have to see the silo attempt again. I think that's a possibility. See if he can secure that time. There you go. Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's it. One at a time, guys.
Represent. Yes. There we go. Right, Fur is up. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Fur. As you can see what he can do here. 5v4 now. They have managed to take a CT down.
I thought he was going to get fallen in the head there. He's hopping up into the spray, trying to get that wallbang through the window in towards A upper, but it didn't work out for him. You can see it's just off of the side there. You see the X-ray where he's trying to land the shots. I mean, it worked. It worked in the, I think it was Fnatic Envy game, just a couple of, I think about a week ago, where that spray does work. So it's worth trying, and it's something you can see, especially when you got the first, 30 seconds to a minute of the round where they're going to try, see if they can get some picks. Why not try and put a magazine in there? Bolts does get a magazine out, and that's red going down as they move into ramp room. Hyper's going to come straight around the corner with that up. Bolts is looking to challenge him. Will try and get a couple of shots on towards him. Instead, he's going to have to back away. Hyper did take Steel down as he tried to make the cross, and that's going to give INSHOCK all the information they need as they cover off this lower site.
Oh my lord, just Fur remains. They're not sure what just happened. 3 frags in the same amount of seconds, and now all onto Fur. Taking down one, looking for another one. He's so very close. He knows MNK is going to push him. Oh, he had no health, but he does manage to pick up the frag and manage to secure the 9th round now for his side. And KaBuM, they're going to end that half kind of looking slightly cautious. Obviously, we have one more round to play. And 9-5. I mean, this is I think 10-5 and 9-6 sounds so very different.
Well, 10-5's okay. It's not great. INSHOCK really are going to need to try and pick up the pistol on the T side, because you got to feel the way KaBuM are playing, they should be able to defend pretty well as the CT side. Hyper though, been using that AWP to great success. We haven't seen a great deal of action from KaBuM on the outskirts, which does surprise me. We haven't seen any AWP challenging from A side. I think just once. I think in one round I remember, Fallen has got himself boosted. This time, of course, with the Galil, not going to be as effective as the AK.
Yeah, he's backing away. Has managed to bait out Hyper, just keeps staring at Silo for a considerable length of time, and now the spray comes in. With Gage.
You can hear it. Oh, it's a little too high with it.
Just taking their time. I mean, talking of time, 56 seconds still on the clock. KaBuM look to be just trying to find a pick, trying to find a chink in the INSHOCK armor on the CT side. Of course, one round to play with. They have as much as they can. The Spent and ZQK is the first to fall. No Shock who picked up that one. Smishu has just made this site his own. Here comes the push though, and all of a sudden bodies are dropping for both sides. It's now 3v3, and they need to get the bomb down and lock down the site.
Ops working in, trying to cover off, trying to keep Furlan away from Heaven. Got 3 members trained on him. The bomb plant does come in. It is going to be Bolts that gets it down. Razor Fallen already getting Hyper and Red down. Furlan the last man standing in a 2v1. Bomb plant just below him, so it's possible, but he just got dinked, and that's going to keep him down. Fur gets the kill, and 9-6 is a very good T-score for KaBuM. You've got to assume now they're going to be very confident moving into the CT half. Smiles, I think, starting to creep into the faces.
Yeah, I mean, a fantastic pickup from KaBuM, especially that last round. That could have... I mean, it wouldn't have ruined their chances of T-side, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, 6 just gives them that extra little bit of room for maneuver as we're going to be going into that pistol straight off. And INSHOCK, they want to really look to try and pick this one up. We saw what happened to KaBuM when they picked it up. Actually, INSHOCK picking up the second round after that, so
a lot of nades from both sides picked up, and this is one of the pistol rounds you really do invest heavily on this. It's going to be INSHOCK popping out the smokes over towards the outside. They're going to try and rush through it, but they are being countered. KaBuM already backing away from this one though, so it's going to be a quick rush down. 4 members going through secret there. MNK going to be the one man to distract as everybody pushes to that lower side.
I don't know if KaBuM quite ready for this. Holding steady as CTs. INSHOCK is going to charge into the site already. Bomb going down from the fast fingers of Hyper as he's going to back away. Close that door. No evidence left. As you do see Fur open up onto MNK.
Steel working his way into sight. One in window, just to the left of him, didn't quite catch him. Oh, spins and lands the headshot onto Furlan. This is a good retake so far by KaBuM. INSHOCK though, holding steady. Just Mishu left standing. Can he be the hero this team requires? Fallen will cut him down. The defuse from Bolts. He has the kit as well, and that will be a well-worked retake for KaBuM. As the tactic the INSHOCK, you know, worked well for them. They go in sight very quickly. But KaBuM already proven they can retake, and that you would assume would take it to 9-9. You can see the FAMASs and a scout already being picked up by ZQK.
We'll see what he can do with that on the outside area. Yeah, you're right. There should be kind of an equalizer, and it's going to be intriguing to see what the INSHOCK side choose to do with this. Trying to get that bomb down, try and perhaps take a couple of weapons away from KaBuM. And also interesting to see how they set up that CT. Doesn't defense not quite going to connect on the outside area. Looks like INSHOCK are going to just brute force through this scout presence. As here there comes the pressure. He knows he's going to get pushed, but he just puts one into Hyper. He's looking for another. Does actually connect, and a pistol to follow up. And this is exactly what you expect to see. ZQK doesn't seem to be missing too many shots, as Furlan does the same actually onto Bolts.
Yeah, shooting fish in a barrel there.
It really
they come around the corner, but Furlan does just get himself the one that will be cleared out with the P90. So 9-8 as we edge closer to the draw, and INSHOCK trying to make tracks. They have got themselves the AKs. They've gone for the full buy this time around. Just the Gilil for red though has been suffering a little bit with the frags. If you were to look across the board, you can see he is a 7-kill deficit between him and Furlan, the second lowest member. So really struggling here in the offline qualifiers. Hyper with a flash, not going to get pushed out. Steel was holding steady, fairly aggressively in ramp room radio. You can see KaBuM already in good defensive positions. Furlan has got himself up on silo though. He may be able to find an angle if Bolts is going to peek.
Yeah, Bolts just holding around secret. I don't know if he's going to be willing to show his face. He does actually give the game away, and now Bolts is backing away, realizing that he can just sit pretty on the site and wait that time out. Talking of time, 55 seconds on the T side. Going to be trying to find a route, anything into the site, but they're going to have to dispatch of this defense first.
ZQK holding steady with the scout still outside. Furlan and Mishu biding time. We might see catch his feet. He will. He will see the feet through the smoke. Lower corner. That means Mishu will get himself the opening frag of the round. Steel and Bolts though quick to react to this push in secret. Furlan about to walk straight in. That grenade about to land right on his feet. Bolts will clean up with a headshot. Now we're square in a 4-on-4 as they push on down ramp room, but they're going straight into the bullets of KaBuM.
And KaBuM picking up another one. All of a sudden, just 2 Ts remain. Red and Mishu, the top and bottom fraggers. Let's see if Red can step up to the plate. At the moment, it doesn't seem to be the case. He does connect finally, but it's only cost him his life as Mishu falls as well. And here we see another round picked up by the KaBuM side. They do equalize to 9-9. And of course, after that surprise, or attempted surprise, by there from INSHOCK, they're going to be having to force the eco there. A couple of P250s. And we'll see what they can do. We're here into the 19th round, of course. I mean, this is looking incredibly good for KaBuM. And now we've also seen that double AWP pick up.
Yeah, double AWP coming out. Fallen and ZQK. This is what we were expecting when we saw the nuke getting locked in. It's going to be ZQK on the outside. Ooh, didn't open up things, but Bolts is there to clean up for him. Did get tagged pretty heavily, though, Bolts. It's on the head armor keeping him alive. Oh, there we go. ZQK as they drop down from silo. They know that Bolts was tagged, which is why they were going to try and rush on towards him, but these P250s can do damage. ZQK missing a couple of shots, challenging him on the outside. How's he still alive? ZQK just pulling a bit short on those shots. Does finally land it when he gets the angle in there. Mishu trying to put some pressure on ramp, but he will get caught down. And that will be the 10th round on the board. 10-9 now to KaBuM as they edge closer to the next round.
Closer and closer, and INSHOCK, they've been trying several different things, and none of them really have kind of netted too much reward. We'll see how they choose to approach this one. Of course, they're aware there's double AWP presence, that Fallen and ZQK combo, and we'll see. As it looks like they are going to be opting for the outside area. Smokes and Flash is going to be slowing down their push, and ZQK has repositioned himself, but he does make himself known and throws down a molly to try and slow them down, but they are not showing any signs of stopping. as they're heading straight to secret. Well, not much of a secret anymore, as these flashes have come out as well. And now here comes KaBuM, trying to defend what they know to be a heavy T presence around this B-bomb site.
Smokes go out. Try and slow things down. The bomb plant does come in from INSHOCK, but Fallen immediately reacting with that AWP. They've already taken control of the site. You can see INSHOCK forced away from this one, just trying to hold steady through doors, but KaBuM already in position to possibly go for that defuse. They just want to shut down. They do. Mishu gets himself one kill, but immediately is replied. Time is ticking though, and suddenly it's a 2-on-1 for INSHOCK here. Fallen, the last man standing, he's backing away. He can't get this. It's going to be a round for INSHOCK on T side.
And now they have a risk. There's a risk here. They've picked up a round. If they lose the next one, their money is going to get completely ripped apart. They need to be very cautious and look to pick up another one here.
Very well worked. But you just assumed that KaBuM were going to get a good retake there. They got straight in towards the site. Just couldn't keep them off doors and window though. And INSHOCK, will that give them the motivation they need? It's given Misha an AWP, so we'll see what he can do with this. It's the first time we're seeing him running that. So try and look across, you can see by far the leading fragger for INSHOCK. Gonna get a little boost, see if he can find, remember, it was ZQK out here before, but he hasn't got the AWP this time, and Pods is pushing him. Unseen through that smoke. Oh, tries to get some spam, but Furlan instead replies. And INSHOCK worked their way in, but that's a good start for KaBuM. They just got two and the outside, I think it was, as they tried to push in.
Okay, so now INSHOCK. This is an important round for them. They do have Mishu with the AWP still, 3v4, as you can see Mishu just desperate for something to be given to him on the outside area, but they are not going to give him anything. Actually, as I say that, looks like Fallen's going to be making his way back onto the outside area, anticipating this push. Or the outside area now, timing is not ideal, as Mishu does just manage to walk completely undetected through towards that secret area. Oh, I think Fallen saw someone, and that's going to be the first step in the right direction for the CT side, breaking the window to try and slow down and distract. As now, here comes INSHOCK.
I'm not sure if he saw anyone there. I don't know whether he creeped past. He may have literally just caught a glimpse of his hairline, that's about it. Steele, though, is in position, perfect position, as INSHOCK try and pop that door quickly, tries to come around, managed to get one down. Hyper's come in, he's trying to plant the bomb in the smoke. He will get the bomb plant down. That's exactly what they needed. That will give them the money required. Of course, the defuse will come in, but bomb plant will give INSHOCK enough to get a buy in the next round.
CTs pick up another round at 11-10 as they have to scrape together what they can. Perhaps we're going to see going to be a deagle picked up from Mishu. Actually, two deagles tell a lie. Furlan doing the same. And that's the risk here on that T side. You pick up one, you can't pick up that second. You're just going to see another shoddy buy from actually MNK taking last minute decision. Yeah, to pick up the AK.
Somewhat surprising, just to pick it up when the rest of your team don't, but maybe they've got a plan here. We'll see. Deagles and P250s. It's not going to be a fast push, which is what an incendiary will slow down Steel. I think it was Radio, yeah, just outside Radio. Look at that. ZQK pushes up close, lands the AWP. He's got the backup of the M4, so he knows he can be aggressive. Steel manages to take down Hyper, and that will be a clean round for KaBuM.
Yeah, he's just going to be putting bullets into heads as he does. I mean, he's sitting pretty handsomely on the scoreboard. You can see at the top 24 frags.
Definitely question that. AK pickup though by MNK in the previous round. He knew he could afford to go back in and invest again, so maybe that's just what it is. Maybe just like, well, let's just chance it. Let's just try something. We're 12-10 down now, and they have invested in the AKs. But again, double AWP coming out from KaBuM. Fallen on the outside. ZQK actually going into ramp, so they've chose to rotate roles. These two AWPers.
See how that one pays out. ZQK opens up straight away, cracking in to the T side and taking Hyper out of it. Oh, and she could very well walk into the crosshairs of Fallen. He does. Another man has fallen now for INSHOCK. And just 3 remain. The CT side seeing red.
Go aggressive. For more first going, yeah. Straight up there, pushing up at the information from Fallen that there were more lingering back around the side. Actually, we do see the bomb. It's snuck across. It's at red box right now. MNK with it in his hand. He's going to get around into secret, but he is the last man. This is just simply going to be a chance shot on Fallen, and Fallen not turning for this one. He may actually land it. Will be a quick headshot. That's going to start getting costly. I'm going to quickly peek out the money. They have a stack of cash, so KaBuM shouldn't have a problem here. Still though, looks like it's going to be MNK walking straight into the crosshairs. Did turn his back on him. Nearly missed the opening shot, but that will be a clean round. 13-10 now to KaBuM. Just 6 more rounds to moving towards that final decider match. Who will they face though? There's a heck of a lineup to come against them, that's for sure. It's going to be either basically the losers of the likes, actually the losers of the winners, I should say. So it's a really tough one, really tough one. 3D Max, Vox, ESC Gaming, and Team Dignus all to play following this match. A lot of games still to go.
Yeah, and I mean, KaBuM are just reaping the rewards of their strong T side now. You can see 13-10 and another eco coming out from INSHOCK. MNK picking up a molly. As you can see, nice play from Bolt. He's just going to be holding steady. The bomb is now loose from Furling. Just doesn't want to see it taken away from him, but it's all going horribly wrong as just MNK remains. He wants to maybe even save on to that Molotov. He can't do too much for it. He's just going to go, take it down. And we're going to see 14-10. As I was going to give them some money. That's good enough for them, and it's going to be 14-10. I mean, KaBuM 2 rounds away now from advancing to try and find that last win they need to get on to the main event. But another in the INSHOCK side of things, some individual performances, perhaps some players not stepping up. Red, we perhaps treated that one frag as an anomaly. He's sitting on 6 now in game 2.
He got 2 of those in that one round as well, remember, when he was on 3. But at the moment, it is clearly KaBuM in the lead. This is the final round really for INSHOCK, where they have to pick this up, because this would be match point for KaBuM. But when Fergo's peeking a bit too aggressively, ZQK just catching the back shoulder blades, I think it was, of MNK there. Doesn't get the kill, chunks him down to 43. Looks back around, but this, with a double up strategy, you know, it can be so successful on the outside. If the team is going to play it slow, then why not get them double AWPs in there? ZQK flashed out, actually, has to drop down. And then they've actually got themselves into upper, but ZQK just pops up, gets that AWP shot, and backs away.
That was phenomenal. 2 frags already picked up, and I mean, the bomb goes down from the T side. Red and MNK, a little worse for wear. Red much more so, as Minshew does actually take down ZQK. That's the AWP now down out of his hands, but look at this, Steel tries something, not quite enough, and INSHOCK, they pick up a vital round. They needed that one to avoid that 15 mark. It's going to be 14-11, and INSHOCK, this is time for them to start doing that again. We need to see that again.
Well, the money's still, of course, very much in favor of KaBuM. They do get that double up once again, so they weren't hurting too badly. They've been winning quite a few rounds back to back. If I just to quickly look at that, you can see they've had, what, 8 rounds so far on the CT side. 4 rounds disrupted by INSHOCK, so if they were to keep that pattern, you would see them get into 16 in no time. ZQK spots the push around the outside, does manage to get the one on Hyper, doesn't get the second, but that's going to be the information required, and Fallen already in place. Doesn't land the opening shot though. That grenade will do dirt work. Red's going to be caught out there. Simply flashed out. Minshew holds his ground, but already this attack from INSHOCK has been stopped dead in its tracks, and they are pinned.
They are pinned in. This double AWP can do just that. 2 very expensive pins, I will admit.
Bomb is rotating though. They've managed to get it out unseen, I think. It was Furlan that's got it in his hands. So if Minshew can distract long enough, it may actually buy time for MNK and Furlan. I say that as Minshew gets dropped in the halls as soon as he peeks around. Bided his time, but Fallen didn't back away. He's still holding steady, so it's down to MNK and Furlan to try something. But KaBuM are just holding all the angles.
Yeah, KaBuM needs to pick up another round here. This could be putting them just 1 round away from advancing to that next game. That one win away if they do pick this one up. It's going to be all onto Furlan's shoulders. He can't quite manage it. And that's going to be 15-11. So very close. And looking at the INSHOCK money, you can see so little to spend either as well.
Well, I'm just hoping now on match point that nobody leaves Peter hanging on his high fives or hogs at the back there. Holding steady, acting as a coach for KaBuM. 15-11, 1 round from making it through to that decider. It will be, I think it's either the last or the second from last game of the day where we'll be seeing KaBuM in if they were to take victory here. As of yet, opponents unknown. Minshew knocking a hole in that door, trying to get some vision for ready and waiting. That incendiary would absolutely kill him if he just stick his toe out there, only on 3 health. And now in a 4-on-5, make that a 3-on-5. INSHOCK are looking to go out of this tournament.
It's not looking fantastic. A Galil, a Tech-9, and a Scout. Actually making an M4 as Red just pick it up, but it costs him his life. And now all of a sudden, KaBuM, 4 men to the good, 2 to find. Furlan and Hyper. As Furlan removes first chances in this round.
QK has been doing work here, you know. All across the board, honestly, it's been pretty even for KaBuM, the frags. There's no, like, standout player, and there's no Kenny S of the team, but then again, there's not really a Kenny S in any team other than Titan. He's a unique specimen, I think it's safe to say. Fallen, peeking around, does manage to land the 1, gets the 2nd as well, and that is game for KaBuM. Very much done. Exactly what they needed. Cool, calm, collected. They managed to get the rounds on the T side. A very good T side, in fact, no doubt about it. And then, of course, switched across to on CT and just closed out the game. Peter there, thankfully, does get handshakes this time around. Nobody leaving it, mate. I mean, I don't know who would do that. It's
no, I mean, who would possibly reject a handshake? Right. No, but yeah, Peter sitting behind them. I think that's kind of fun to see, just supporting them. You know, there's a whole lot of support for the KaBuM side, and I think that's great. The Brazilian side take one step closer now to getting themselves to that major event, 12th to the 15th of March. And one step closer, of course, to that $250,000 prize pot. Yeah,
I don't think anyone is too surprised by this result, honestly. We didn't have quite the upsets as we did yesterday with the likes of Peter coming through and really, you know, putting a can amongst the pigeons, taking quadruple overtime against the likes of Titan. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case for INSHOCK, and that does mean that actually both the Polish teams at this offline qualifiers have been knocked out now, Gamers2 and INSHOCK, which means it is only going to be Virtus.pro, the sole survivor, the sole representative in Poland for that. Of course, they did win it here last year, so not a bad sole survivor, but they have a lot of pressure on them now from the Polish crowd.
It's that home crowd advantage. I mean, even here, with however many seats we have, the Polish side have been fantastic. They're supporting everyone they can. Of course, maybe when the Polish side do turn up, there's a little bit of a louder cheer, but it's been great to have them here. And I mean, imagine that, but filling in an arena. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, well, I was here last year. I know how good it is.
I missed out.
I was front row seat watching awesome. Taz pick up that trophy. Fantastic stuff. Anyway, we are going to go to a break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with the next matches. It is going to be the lower half of Group B now coming out. I can see 3D Max and Vox getting ready. They're wrapping the keyboards up, so they're moving from the warm-up area onto the stage. We're going to have that match soon, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be around about probably 15 minutes, I would say, so go get yourself, make yourself a cuppa.
Nice. Kick
coffee
back.
Maybe, because not everybody's English. You don't want tea. But kick back, relax, and we'll be back in a short while. It is the ESL offline qualifiers here in Katowice. We've got 5 teams in the majors so far. Who else will join them? Join us afterwards.